Hi there, welcome to another relationship talk with Catherine. As you know, my name is Catherine Ojo, and I'm your relationship talk expert. If you're new on this channel, please don't forget to subscribe and also thumb up for me when you like this video, and also share to other people. Without wasting too much of your time, my topic today is the three things that affect a new marriage, or relationship, mostly newly contracted marriages. And the first one that I will be dealing with is past relationships. Most people, when they get married, they do not discard their old relationships, so to speak. They may not be in serious communicating terms with this former relationships, but they are still holding on to their numbers. And like I spoke to someone, they said, okay, in case if I have need someone to speak to, we're not really dating, but I just a friend, we're just platonic friends. No, because you've always had some form of sexual relationship with this fellow, that possibility is always there. That if you're having problem in your marriage, you'll not be able to give your marriage a fair chance, anytime there is a problem. So I will say it's a no. You're not meant to keep any form of contact with your previous relationship, or former boyfriend or former girlfriend, or whatever the person is to you. So long as it was a sexual relationship, you shouldn't keep contact with those people. And reason being that you'll be able to give your marriage a fair chance, and when any problem arises in that marriage, you'll be able to deal with it. Because when people have all this, their previous boyfriend and girlfriends, they always have someone to run back to, and this kind of make a reconciliation a little bit more difficult, when problem arises. So that is that. I'm not going to overflow that issue. And another thing is accepting your new in-laws, especially for we women. We find it very difficult to accept the in-laws that we have come to meet. Marrying a man means you have agreed to integrate yourself into your new family. You understand me? The family that you are joining, they already know themselves. They know your husband. You are the one that has come to them to marry someone from them. You would be the one, as the woman, to try and integrate yourself into that family. How do you start that? You have to be tolerant. You have to be tolerant with your in-laws, because you are getting to know each other. They're getting to know you. You're getting to know them. Fair enough, maybe you have been going around the families, visiting them as a girlfriend, but the ball game has changed the moment you become a wife, because there are expectations, especially in the African background. When you are a wife, there are some expectations from the family, especially with in-laws and your mother-in-law, especially. I've spoken to a lot of women who are very intolerant, or who show intolerance towards their in-laws. Why they're very welcoming, towards their own family members. Once the husband family members comes around, it becomes a problem, it becomes an issue. So I will tell our ladies out there that tolerance is very, very important, if you have to keep your marriage going. And come to think of it, if you love your husband, you will love everything that surrounds him. You understand me? You will have to show love. You have to cultivate that love, to accept the people that you have come to accept as your own people, because they are now your own people. You change your name to answer their name. So you have come to integrate yourself. You will be the one to, make yourself acceptable to them. You understand me? That is not to say that there are no bad in-laws. I do recognize the fact that there could be some bad in-laws, but you will have to do what you have to do in order to make it easier for your husband to defend you each time there is a problem. Because I've listened to a lot of people out there who complain so bitterly about their in-laws. And when you ask them few questions, you will now discover that this woman has been very intolerant towards her own in-laws. You understand me? So please, if you're new in a marriage, or you have always been in a marriage, please do try to tolerate your in-laws. Try. they may not be too good. They're not, everybody, no one is fantastic. Even from the family you came out from, not everyone is your friend, but in the interest of peace. And yes, you have to try to accept these in-laws, and they will eventually come to accept you, whether they like it or not. And the last thing which brings problems in a marriage is finances. I mean, the issue of finances cannot be overemphasized in any relationship. You understand me? So these days, we have more women, more and more women, carrying their marriages, carrying all the financial burden in their homes. It's not supposed to be so. I've always told people, you understand me? It is meant to be shared 50-50, and usually a man can do it 60% and the woman can support you 40%. But this is not this is an area that both of you have to sit down to talk about, at the inception of your relationship or of your marriage. You need to discuss, finances, how you intend to, run the house, so to speak. As a newly wedded couple, you need to talk about finances. You need to talk about how you intend to run your home. You need to talk about all that. How much, you people bring in. You know what your incomes are, and you know what your outgoings are going to be. So it is highly important that you discuss your income, and you discuss all the expenses that is involved in running the house. And you mustn't forget, especially when you start, adding on to the family, like when children start coming in. You understand me? You have to leave allowance, for kids. If you know that you, at the moment, you can only cope with one child, don't allow family pressure to push you into having more babies. So you're trying to, roll babies in, for whatever reasons you have, religious reasons, family problems or family reasons or whatever it is. You have to understand that when the babies come in, they become your problem. It is not families that's going to take care of the baby for you. So if you know it is one child that you can conveniently take care of, that is the child that you should have at the moment until you are financially strong to bring in more children, because it is unfair for you to bring in kids that you cannot care for. It is not fair on you, and it is not fair on the child that you have brought into the situation. So I can go on, but for now, I would just like to treat these three topics because they are very vital. The first one is, do not bring in your past relationship into your marriage. It is wrong. It is a no-no. For the men, discard all your girlfriends. I know this is very difficult for our men, because I know most men, I'm not saying every man out there does that, but most men, they don't sever ties with their old girlfriends. It is becoming a problem in most homes. And the second one is accepting your in-laws. Accept your in-laws, both for the men and for the women, but it's mostly on the women's side, because it is the woman that leaves her own home to join the other man in his own home, or whichever way it comes, whether it is the man that moves in or it is the woman that moves in. But at the end of the day, you will have to, integrate yourself into the man's family, because you are the wife. You understand me? You have to make sure that you make yourself, acceptable, and you accept your in-laws, then they will come around and always accept you. It's going to be a rough road. Nobody said it's going to be a sail through. It's never going to be a sail through. Marriage is an institution. You understand me? It's not going to be full of roses and bonnets. You have your own rough edges to patch. So get ready for all those things. In as much as you can deal with these three vital issues, don't bring in old baggages into your marriage. Deal with your in-laws with respect, and discuss finances. And yes, in my next video, I'll be dealing with more of this topic, as we go. As for now, I hope you have enjoyed this topic. If you have, then subscribe to my videos, and I'll see you in the next video. Share. And if you love this video, thumb up for me, and I'll see you next. All the best. Bye for now.